the verdict is back. The Verdict is a program where we bring you news and analysis of trending issues. So what's trending this week? Well, the dethronement and the alleged banishment of the former Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. It's your verdict, it's our verdict. I'll be back. Well, on Monday, the 9th of March, a lot of people would say they were shell-shocked, but some would say they saw it coming. We heard the news of the dethronement of the Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. Well, the reason given by the state government, led by Ganduje, well, the reason was that the man had been insubordinate, he was disrespectful to the state government. But you know, if you had followed the bickering between Ganduje and Sanusi, you would remember, you would know that, or you would say that there is more than meets the eye. Well, we know that Sanusi wasn't supporting the second-term bid of the governor. In fact, he openly supported his opponent in the PDP, and that was Kabiru Yusuf. Well, it turned out that Ganduje became the governor for the second term, and of course, you know that he won through a rerun election because there was no clear winner in the first ballot. Well, there was no love lost between Sanusi and Ganduje. Sanusi had been criticizing the government. It would seem that to whittle the influence of the control that Sanusi had over Kano, because at that time Sanusi had his domain covered 44 local government areas, but you know, the governor had to split the emirate into 5. He created 4 additional emirates, and so Sanusi now then had control over just 10 local government areas. Well, a lot of things ensued. Sanusi was accused of disrespecting the governor. Sanusi would at times criticize the governor. Apart from that, Sanusi would openly, you know, speak against certain trends in the conservative north. For example, there was a time he once made a comment that their wives were free to slap their husbands, you know, if their husbands slapped them. Well, saying that to a conservative north, it was not something people would easily take like that. Okay, so I also remember that he spoke against the incidences, I mean the begging culture in the Amajiri schools, and he said, look, if you have to beg government. Well, you also remember that Sanusi did not accept at first, or hesitated to chair the traditional council of Kano, because apparently he wasn't pleased that he had been, his influence, his domain had been reduced to just 10 local government areas. So he wasn't happy about it, but reluctantly he had to accept. It was even queried by the governor. Now, what happened afterwards? Well, we had petitions written against Sanusi. There was a particular petition that was written to the State House of Assembly, and it was that Sanusi's behavior or utterances or manners were actually contradictory to the tenets and the values, the cultural and the religious values of Kano State. So while all of that was going on, the State House of Assembly was debating. That same day, we heard the news that, look, Sanusi had been what? Sanusi had been dethroned. And the next thing we heard was that he was banished. Now, the news of the banishment expectedly led to multifarious reactions. Reactions were divergent. You know, there were people. We spoke to some lawyers, and some of them felt that it was wrong, that his freedom of movement had been encroached upon. But there was a particular lawyer that said, why not? It was the law of the state for a deposed monarch to so be banished. Well, a lot of reactions. What do you think about it yourself? I know you have an opinion about it, but the verdict is yours. Well, Sanusi's legal team said, look, we are going to contest the banishment in court because this is wrong. They even went ahead to say that the dethronement was illegal, but that it was up to Sanusi himself to decide to contest his dethronement in the courts. Well, another, you know, this issue is just like the more you look, the less you see. Later on, the state government said, look, we did not banish him. Of course, the news we heard was that he was banished to Nasarawa State, or allegedly banished to a small community in Nasarawa State called Local. Later, we heard that he was moved to another town. But the funny thing is, the state government denied that it banished Sanusi. But according to the report we got, you know, it's funny. I know you might find it very ridiculous too. According to the report we got, the state commissioner of police with some security men went there. So here's the state government telling us that the state commissioner acted on his own self-given orders. Or are we saying that it was the Inspector General of Police that gave instruction to the State Commissioner of Police to go, if maybe it's not an arrest, but to effect what is now called banishment? That's a question waiting to be answered, and I think the State Commissioner of Police actually has to come out and tell us clearly what his role is. Well, as things stand now, Sanusi is now a former emir. One more thing that we need to talk about is the fact that the issue of traditional rulers in the society. People have argued that, look, traditional rulers, the traditionals too, is not being respected when governors can install and remove traditional rulers at will. I watched a video of a former governor of Kano State, Abubakar Rimi, in the 80s, where he described the late emir of Kano as a mere public officer who could be disciplined or queried by the government. Now, the verdict is yours. What do you think about all of this? What do you think about Sanusi's dethronement? Is he being persecuted because he was speaking the truth? Well, the verdict is yours, but I am signing out. Let the conversation and the debate continue. Till I come your way again, be good and stay out of trouble.